I want you to imagine if Patrick Mahomes had the seasons he's been having, but also had the most interceptions in the league, not thrown, himself catching them from the other team. Or if he was the leading sack guy or the leading forced fumble person, right? Now I want you to imagine if Connor McDavid led the league in shutouts, if he also put up 30 goals a game and had 30 saves a game. He would do 30 goals a season, but every other game he would play goalie, right? I want you to imagine that Steph Curry led the league in blocks and steals in addition to how good he was on offense. Now I want you to imagine if someone was able to lead the league in home runs in baseball in addition to lead the Cy Young race. Oh wait, someone's doing that. Yes, that might be as crazy as you might think. A lot of things are out there. I'm trying to make those comparisons because someone's always like, hey, what are those comparisons you could make for what the heck Shohei Ohtani is doing right now? This man has 31 home runs and is one of the best pitchers in the league. I have the fantasy baseball stats up here for my league. So the hitters here, we have Ronald Acuna having one of the best seasons. Ronald Acuna is having one of the best seasons we've seen in a very long time. He's got 373 points for my team, so shout out him. 570 is how many points Ohtani has. 200 points more than the guy that's winning the MVP race, right, in the other division, in the NL. As for pitchers, I'm ready for this one. This is even better. Ohtani, right, is 570 points. Kevin Gausman, 283 points. Nathan Eovaldi, 282 points. He is 350 points up on those guys. That's insane. He's 250, almost 300 points up on these guys, right? 283 to 570. I mean, that's unbelievable. He's almost touching 300 points up on the next guy above him. And he would if he wasn't injured. He would have been keep playing. So, obviously fantasy baseball stats don't matter. Obviously stats in general aren't the most, insane thing, but this guy is a generational talent hitter and a generation talent pitching, right? I hate to use the Yankees as an example here, but, it's what we're going to have to do here because most people know them. He's a better pitcher than Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole makes $36 million a year. He's a better hitter than Aaron Judge. Okay? Aaron Judge, $40 million a year. Add those two together, that's $76 million a year. In addition to the fact that he saves you a roster spot, bump it up to $80, $85 million a year. People might think I'm nuts. This guy, in addition to how much revenue he's going to bring in, right? I live in Detroit, Michigan, right? I went to the game where he was pitching, and we had Miguel Cabrera potentially getting history in terms of 500 home runs. That place was sold out. And you might think it's Tigers fans trying to watch the greatest player in our organization's history break one of the hardest milestones we've ever seen. No. What happened here? It was all Japanese American fans. I've never seen so many Japanese American people in the Detroit region, and the place was packed. And they were passionate, they were chanting, they were singing. It was one of the best atmospheres I've ever been to. And it was at a baseball game in the middle of August with a god-awful team, right? It caught me completely off guard. And there's just so many of these teams that would want him. I think someone said this earlier on Twitter, it might be the first true free agent where every single team gives him a blank check and he can choose where he wants to go. With it being baseball and there being no salary cap and you can just spend until infinity, I think it's like, listen, he could make $1 billion. Okay? If we're going with my $80 million a year or $85 million a year, right? What we can do here is just do the quick math. If he makes $83 million for 12 seasons, right? We've seen these 10, 12-year deals. That'd be $1 billion. And I think it's something that could happen. I know it's probably an overpay. It's probably me not being a baseball fan and not really realizing that these contracts don't go that high. But he's an unbelievable two-way player. And he's not super old, right? He's obviously going to do both for a long time. And you have to prepay him for it. He's 29 years old. So you can get him for 10 more years as a two-way player. and he could pitch at the end. You can find ways to make him just a pitcher, just a hitter. Obviously, if he's got to be doing both to be getting the money. But I think that there's a legitimate thing out there where he's the first billion-dollar player. And I just think that the fact that it's not talked about how insane what he's doing is, and it's not, breaking news all the time, will get the LeBron fatigue from him, where like people don't understand how good he is at all times. And I just wanted to make a video. Shout out Weldon. He was like, "Hey Blake, you should really make a video on this. The people need this." So I'm answering the call, and I'm doing that right now. So shout out Weldon. Shout out everyone else that knew about him. Obviously, everyone knows about him, but people that really appreciate what's going on here. And I think that he's probably maybe the greatest athlete we've ever seen. And hopefully the Angels don't kill him like they've killed Mike Trout. And he gets out of there and he goes to a real competitive team like the Tigers. No, I'm kidding. I would love him there, though, for sure. Think about it, Chris Ilitch. You could make Little Caesars Pizza go worldwide, sell them in Japan. You get the money back, no problem. I would buy at least a jersey of his, if not a kanji jersey too, with the script in the back. But hey, we'll see where he ends up. Probably somewhere in New York, one of the bigger teams. And it's going to be great to see him on a more competitive team and in the thick of it more. So let me know down below what you think he gets, if he's going to be the first billion-dollar player. Maybe a Saudi level contract for him from Messi. I think it's better. I think it's more worth it, but who knows? Like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a great weekend. Peace.